We're talking today about volume and surface area of prisms. Okay. So we're looking at what the equation is. So if we're talking this front, we're going to find the surface area of prisms. And the surface area is 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. Okay? B stands for the area of the base. P stands for the perimeter of the base. And the height is the distance between two bases. Okay, so we are actually going to go all the way down to the last one on here. We're going to skip some cylinder stuff and talk about some surface area. P is the perimeter of the base. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom. It also shows us a net. A net is if we take a 3D object and lay it all flat. So it kind of gives us an idea. Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I write really fast. Don't utilize enough time. Okay, so it's 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. B stands for area of base. P stands for the perimeter of base. H stands for the distance between two bases. Yeah. If you want to go report it, that's fine. Okay. Let's look at the bottom. I'm moving down. Okay. So I'm looking at this last one at the bottom. The reason I'm starting for this one is this is a rectangular based prism. So it's a little bit easier to find the area of the bases. And then we'll do one where it's like a pentagon or a hexagon. Okay? So bases talk about they should be 2 of them that are completely equal. At least 2 that are equal. See, these 3 or 4 are equal, but we're going to look at these 2 and make them our bases. Okay? They are 16 by 15. Okay? So the first thing, remember we're using 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Let's find the base first. The base is going to be 15 times 16. Right? Length times width. You guys remember this for a rectangle? And that's going to equal 240. So that's for my B. Now, my perimeter. My perimeter is the perimeter of the base. It's kind of easier to see in the net. If this is 16, this is 16, this is 15. So we're going to go 16 plus 15 plus 16 plus 15. Does that make sense? We're going to like walk around the base. Okay? So the perimeter ends up being 62. Okay, so the height or the distance between these 2 bases is what? 5. Notice that my base is not, if I'm looking at the 3D shape, is not laying on the ground. Okay? The bases are the 2 that are equal to each other. Okay? So now we're going to go 2 times the area of the base, which is 240, plus the perimeter, which is 62, times the distance between the 2 bases, or what we call the height, 5. And we get 790 units squared. How are we doing with surface area there? Feel okay? 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Yes?
Do we always have to use this as no measurement thing?
Yeah, you should unit square. Okay. Let's do one more on this front. Let's do the hexagon at the top. And then we'll talk about some volume and surface area for more than one. Okay. So we're looking at this hexagon at the top. So we know, again, we're going to have 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Okay. All right. We need to find the area of this base of this hexagon. How do we find the area of a base of a hexagon again? What was yesterday's formula? What's the area of the for the formula for this base? 1/2 apothem times the number of sides times the length of the side. Okay, what's the apothem for this one? Am I going too fast? I'm sorry. So I'm finding the area of this base. Okay, so I'm using yesterday's. So the apothem is 6.9. How many sides does this base have? Yep. And what is the length of one side? Okay, so we're going to plug this into our calculator, and we're going to get the area of the base is 165.6. Okay? All right. Let's find the perimeter of the base. So how many sides does this base have again? If we're just looking at the bottom, how many sides does this base have? 6. And what's the length of one side? 8. So can I go 6 times 8? I could go 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, but that's a lot. So let's just do 6 times 8. Can you close the door, Mr. Kwan? And then we end up with the perimeter is 48. Okay? So then the height, the distance between my two bases is 9. Okay? So we're going to go 2 times 165.6 plus 48 times 9. Am I going too fast? I'm sorry. Okay, should I back up a little bit? Do you just want to restart this one problem again? Yeah, sure. No problem. Got a little distracted in here. All kinds of stuff. All right. Let's just do that one problem over again. Okay. So are we okay with the area for surface area? The formula is 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. We're okay for there? Okay. So we have to find the area of this base, right? What's the area of a polygon? We learned it yesterday. Do you guys remember that equation? 1/2 the apothem times the number of sides times the length of the sides. So far, so good? Okay. So 1/2, what's the apothem for this shape? 6.9. How many sides does this shape have? What is the length of one side? Now we're just going to put that in our calculator, right? And I get 165.6. Okay? How are we doing? Okay. The perimeter for this. One length of one side is 8, right? And how many sides are there? How many sides are there at the base? 6. So we could do 6. Jalen, get off your phone, please. We could do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Or we could do 8 times 6. And that gives me 48. Okay? And then the height or the distance between the two bases is 9. So we're going to go 2 times 165.6 plus the perimeter, which is 48, plus the height, which is 9. So far, so good? Plug this into my calculator, and I get 763.2 units squared. We okay? No? A little bit confused? Okay. All right. We're going to talk about volume. We're going to do volume on the back page. We're going to do some volume and some surface area for these. We're not going to do all of these. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with this triangular prism. What do you guys want to do first? Should I start with volume, or should we just go ahead and do another surface area one? Let's start with another surface area one. Okay. So the formula for surface area is 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. So we have to find the area of the base first. Okay, we can see that this is a triangle, right? Who knows what the equation is for a triangle? 1/2 base times height or length times width, right? So we're going to go 1/2 8 times 6. Okay, 1/2 8 times 6 gives me a base of 24. What's the perimeter of this? We're going to say 8 plus 6 plus what's this part? 10. Good. 8 plus 6 plus 10, giving me a perimeter of 24. It's okay that they match. Doesn't matter. And the height or the distance between my two bases is 4. So I'm going to go 2 times 24 plus 24 times 4. Giving me 144 kilometers squared. Yes, I can move on. Questions about that? So, yes. I did only use 2 numbers, and the reason I only used 2 numbers is because I had to think about what shape it was. Okay, so the area of the base is a triangle. Then I have to know that to find the area of a triangle, it's just 1/2 base times height, or 1/2 length times width. So I know I'm only going to use these 2 numbers for a triangle, right? We'll do another one. We'll do the one right below it where we're dealing with a square, okay? So let's do one more surface area, and then we'll do some volume, okay? So we're going to do this surface area, 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. Okay. How do I find the area of a base if it's a square or rectangle? Guys, remember? Length times width. So it's just 7 times 7, right? So this just gives me 49. What's the perimeter of it if I walked all the way around? It's like 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Does that make sense? Okay. So what's 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7? Okay. And then what's the height? 5. Are we okay how we found base, perimeter, and height? And we're okay that base, we had to look at what the area of a rectangle would be? Okay, if you guys are confused, let me know. Then I'm just going to plug it in. 2 times 49 plus 28 times 5. Put that in my calculator. 2 times 49 plus 28 times 5. 238 yards squared. How are we feeling about surface area? Are we okay? Questions about any of that? All right, should we try the volume of some stuff then? Okay. I think we should do, let's go back up and find the volume of this triangular prism. Okay? Volume for any prism is volume equals area of the base times the height. Yeah, stop. Okay, so the area of the base, we know we would do again 1/2 8 times 6, right? Because a triangle is 1/2 length times width. So the area of my base is 24. And what's the height? How tall is this? Or the distance between two bases? 4. So I'm just going to go 24 times 4. What's that give me, guys? 96 what? Kilometers cubed. Good. Okay. Should we try the square? And then I think we should try a harder one. Okay, let's look at the square. Or rectangular prism. I should say it right? I'm your teacher. Volume equals area of the base times the height. Okay, so the area of the base for this is just 7 times 7, that's 49. What's the height? What's the distance between the two bases here? 5. So 49 times 5 is? So 245 what? Good. Okay, let's try a prism that we haven't done before. Let's go down to the trapezoidal prism. That'll be our last one we'll do, but we'll find the surface area and volume of it, okay? All right. So we've got a trapezoidal prism. What do you guys want to find first, surface area or volume? Okay, let's find the surface area. So we know surface area equals 2 times the base plus the perimeter times the height. So we have to find the area of the base. What's the base of this trapezoidal prism? Is it going to be a rectangle or is it going to be the trapezoid? It's going to be the trapezoid. You guys always want the base to be the bottom. The base, it was whichever one you have 2 of. Okay? So the base is whichever one you have 2 of. So we have 2 trapezoids, so that's going to be my base. So that's 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. So that's going to be 1/2 base 1 is 3. Base 2 is 7. And my height is 3.5. Okay. So, I'm going to put that in my calculator. 0.5 times 3 plus 7 times 3.5 gives me 17.5 is my base. Everybody okay with how I did that? We had a warm up the other day where we had to find area of a trapezoid. You all right? Okay. Perimeter is a little bit harder. We got to walk all the way around. So we're going to go 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4. And 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4 is 18, I believe? No? Yes? I got 18. 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4, 18. Okay. Perimeter equals 18. And then the height, the distance between the 2 prisms is what? Look at it again. Where's the distance between the 2 bases? So the 2 trapezoids. 6. Good. So the problem with this is we mix up the height for the trapezoid with the height of the prism. Okay? I wish they were called different things. So this 3.5 is the height of my prism, of my trapezoid, excuse me. But the distance between the 2 bases, that's 6. Be really careful when you do this because those are often mixed up. I do it all the time. 2 times 17.5 plus 18 times 6. 2 plus 17.5 plus 18 times 6. What do we get? 143 yards squared, right? All right, let's find the volume now. Volume is the area of the base times the height. Yeah. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. All right, what's the area of my base? It's 1/2 3 plus 7 times 3.5, right? Which we end up getting 17.5. What's the height or the distance between the 2 bases? 6. Good. So we're going to go 17.5 times 6, and we get what? $105 yards cubed. Okay, any questions about any of these? Okay, so should I write on the board? I'm going to write on the board area of a polygon, some area formulas on the board you might want to take a picture of, and I'm going to write down the volume and surface area formulas for prisms, okay? On Monday, remember, we're going to talk about volume and surface area of pyramids, which is a whole other equation.